What's up, guys? It's Nick McHenry here. Hope your day is going incredible. Today, I'm gonna go over 5 sales and business lessons that I learned from watching The Office. The first lesson that I learned is people are your absolute biggest asset, and you need to spend your energy as a manager focusing there. On season 3, episode 13, titled Business School, Michael Scott is quoted as saying, "Good managers don't fire people, they hire people and inspire people."
Replace these pages with life lessons.
Now, of course, practically this isn't exactly true, but what he's getting at is so true. To really understand a business, you have to understand who your key players are and really look at the talent, the human beings behind the business that are driving it. That is really what defines a great business. And in my experience, and any times I've worked for somebody or managed a team, good managers know this and they focus on their people relentlessly outside of this sales numbers or business model, being agile or whatnot. They're just focused on the people. The second thing that I learned, which is so important, is actually knowing your clients or your prospects as you're selling them on a personal level. Now, this isn't just their title, if they're a decision maker or not, where they're at in the company, any of that stuff. It's a personal level. Who is their wife? What are their kids' names? What do they like to do on the weekends? Do they have a dog named Sparky? I don't know, but just knowing them on a personal level goes a long way. In season 5, episode 24, called Heavy Competition, where Michael goes and starts his own paper company called the Michael Scott Paper Company, he uses his Rolodex not to just find prospects' emails and blast them, but to actually remind himself and know about the personal level behind the name or the title.
Green means go, so I know to go ahead and shut up about it. Orange means orange, you're glad you didn't bring it up. Most colors mean don't say it.
And he uses this to actually steal clients and bring them along to his new company. So this is so important, right? In today's day and age, where you can basically find anyone's email, prospect them relentlessly whenever you can, whenever you will, put them on funnels or whatnot. But actually knowing them on a personal level will go so far in your sales efforts. And I've personally experienced this time and time again. When I take the time to know the person on a human level, it just equates to better results across the board. The third lesson that I learned comes from season 6, episode 10, titled Murder. And this is know your team and know when they need a break and when humor is just absolutely needed and when your team just needs to relax and take a break from the grind. In this episode, Michael and the team are fighting worries, are super stressed the company's gonna go bankrupt, so he distracts them by playing a board game.
There's been a murder in Savannah.
And at the time, it seems as if he's just being crazy and just wants to not focus on anything, but he's really taking the team's attention away from all the bad stuff and focusing on some lighthearted things just to keep morale up, which is absolutely important.
Games have the power to distract people from stressful situations.
Especially with everything that's going on. There's so much dark news out there that sometimes you just need to take a break. Forget about the news, forget about the headlines, smile a little bit, laugh a little bit, be fun, do things that are fun, and just forget about all the crap that is out there. So that was a great lesson that I learned from Michael in this episode. The fourth lesson that I learned is it is so much more important to be effective and drive results over simply being busy. We all like to tell ourselves, man, I worked such a long day. I've been working nonstop, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. But really ask yourself, what are you accomplishing? What can you go home and be like, these were the 2 or 3 most important things I had to do today, and I crushed them. Doesn't matter if it took 20 minutes. These were my most important things.
It's really important that you be productive today.
So I really learned this from The Office in season 3, episode 5, titled The Initiation. In this episode, Michael gets distracted from his work because it is pretzel day. And who wouldn't love a nice, hot, sweet pretzel?
Complimentary pretzels available
and it seems like he's not getting anything done. Little do we know, he's actually closing a big sales deal with Costelli, also known as the Cos.
Hey, Coselli, the Cosby.
I love Jello pudding pop.
And in the end, he closes the deal. And that's really all he probably had to do that day. So yes, he slacked off all day, ate pretzels, even falls asleep, but he accomplished what he needed to do that day. I have to always tell myself, because I have many times gotten caught up in just telling myself I accomplished things because I was quote unquote busy all day, but I really didn't get anything done. So it's more about the results than about how many hours you simply put in to those results. The fifth and final thing that I learned from The Office is patience is everything. And this does not come from Michael, but it comes from Jim Halpert and Pam Beasley.
Jim and Pam.
So anybody who has watched The Office for any amount of time knows that the love affair of Pam and Jim is one of the greatest epic romances of our time.
Today is the day that Jim and Pam become one.
But Jim has to be patient for a really long time. He is present, he's there, he's building the relationship, but he is patient for years and years and years until he can finally land the girl. At the end of the day, business is no different. It's really about the long game. This is a marathon, not a sprint. It's so easy to get tied to KPIs, sales goals, results, everything about the short-term nature of what are we capitalizing on. But in the end, I've learned time and time again, because I am terrible at this, and I have been terrible at it for a long time, but I'm slowly getting better at seeing the long picture, is it's just about building for the long term. What are you doing today that of course you need to get some short-term results, but you need to be patient and make sure that you're taking your time, building for the right distance, and putting in the work for the long term. So those are 5 things that I learned from spending countless hours, probably too many hours watching The Office, but I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please hit the subscribe button below, hit the bell, so that way anytime I put a new video out, you get blasted with an alert and we can hang out here in the chat. The question of the day is, are you an Office fan? If you are, what is your favorite Office episode and why? Let's talk about it. Let's fan out. Whatever, we'll have a good time. So that's it for today. I wish I had an awesome joke or ending scene to finish this with like The Office does, but I don't. So we'll see you next time.
Satisfied?